She finally takes off her neck rings after 5 long years, but the result leaves her speechless.
Come to my YouTube channel and Princess Jubian Weekly and subscribe.
Sydney Smith, a Los Angeles resident, wanted a longer neck, and for one reason only, to resemble her favorite animal, giraffe. Sydney had always loved giraffes ever since she was a little girl. She was also called Giraffe Girl in high school and wanted to pay tribute to her favorite creature on the planet, which is why she decided to elongate her neck. Her obsession started at a young age and showed no signs of slowing down. She even carried around a stuffed giraffe purse, which meant the world to her and never went anywhere without her giraffe purse. Sydney was determined and did some research on exactly how to elongate her neck. She stumbled upon an article about where Kayan women wear rings around their neck to make them long. There are several theories around why the women wear them. Some say it would protect them from the tiger aiming for the neck, and others speculate it would keep rival tribes from abducting the women by lessening their beauty. Most likely would be the opposite, the sheer beauty and pride in emphasizing the women's necks, giving the Kayan a divine grace. Sydney Smith tried this cultural practice to achieve her goal. When Sydney decided to start elongating her neck, she started with only a couple of rings. Over time, she planned to add more rings as her neck got longer. Sydney did her research and discovered that the process could be harmful, but she didn't seem to care. The rings don't elongate the neck at all. Instead, the elongation occurs due to the weight of the rings that push the collarbone down, which compresses the rib cage. The difference between her and the Kayan women wearing the rings is that the latter began this ritual at a very young age before their bodies had physically matured. Given that Sydney was already a 25-year-old, and her body had matured meant that the process was going to be more difficult for her. However, she kept going, and as the woman kept adding more rings, there were more problems to face. Because of her obsession, Sydney was even featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not comic books. It was clear that her story was unique enough, and from then on, she became a little more well-known as her story received worldwide attention. She used to post on her social media page whenever she added a new ring. Her coils were changing her appearance, but it was also taking a toll on her body. She had a total of 15 rings all around her neck, and they weighed almost 5 pounds. Carrying around 5 pounds every single day for 24 hours and doing daily chores is not an easy task. At some point, the giraffe woman realized that she would have to remove the rings from her neck. During an interview, she said, "I could not function properly as a long-neck woman with 15 rings around my neck in the US. The pain wasn't just physical but emotional as well, as Sydney felt isolated and introverted from the rest of society. She could no longer take the physical or emotional toll, so she finally decided that it was time to remove the coils. Even after removing them after almost 5 long years, the woman has maintained her persona of a giraffe woman. There were a lot of bruises on her collarbone and stiffness around her neck region, but her doctors were pleasantly surprised to see that she was healing up quicker than anticipated. Sydney even said that her neck had gotten incredibly weak, almost like arms on a toothpick. Sydney says that she has no regrets about what she did. Her neck is longer than it was before she started stretching it, which is what she wanted all along. The doctors told her that her neck probably wouldn't go back to its original length, which was okay with Sydney. Just a year after she took the rings off, her doctors gave her a clean bill of health. Her neck muscles had strengthened on their own, and the bruising was gone. Fortunately, there was no long-term damage. However, Sydney Smith is not the only human being on Earth who has crossed limits to achieve their obsession. Ukrainian model Valeria Lukyanova is also known as the human Barbie doll. She had always wanted to be like a Barbie doll and turned herself into one by spending thousands of dollars. But, Valeria claims that her doll-like appearance is completely natural and only had one procedure done, a chest enhancement. Herbert Chavez, hailing from Columbus City in the Philippines, has already undergone nose jobs, skin whitening, liposuction, jaw realignment and fillers for almost 18 years to make himself look like Clark Kent. The 37-year-old even wears bright blue contacts to change his eye color from brown after falling in love with the TV program at the age of 5.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram at print.n and Saya print_c___.